Welcome to Elite, and welcome to Oberlin College Football. I'm head coach Steve Opkenorth, and thanks for joining us tonight on a virtual visit, and one for you as a top-rated recruit that should give you a pretty good depth and breadth on this place from a football program as well as one of the top academic institutions in the country. We are thinking about you, no matter if you're in your senior year, maybe you're a 2020 top-rated recruit and not having a junior year. The pandemic has certainly thrown an obstacle in each other's way, but we've looked at it as an opportunity to get a chance to recruit the very best class in 2021, get a jump start on some of our top guys in 2022, and crank this thing up because there's tremendous potential in this place here at the OC as I come live to you out of the Heisman Club. John Heisman being a central figure here from back in the day as a coach, winning a lot of games. I took this job here at Oberlin College in February, and it's been a wild ride for the past 8 months, but it's been a lot of fun. I want you after tonight to have the same feeling that I did after my first interview, and that there's got to be a why factor for you to take a look at Oberlin College. And I think when I got on campus and started to realize the potential of a very special place, it started with the plan and purpose and really a mission statement that I believed in over the past 15 years of being a college football coach. I've had a chance to win at every place that I've been and play in the national playoffs. And I think it's because of certain characteristics we found out of a top-rated recruit. The standard is something I've started and has really generated some serious momentum here over the past 8 months. We just got done with 27 fall ball practices and strapped up pads and got after a new offense, new defense, installed a fast and furious pace, and really our guys now understand the commitment to excellence and what raising the standards all about. Our theme in the 2021 recruiting class is to do just that, raise the standard at a place that has significant attributes to itself and advantages that you can find far and wide that sets it apart from most places in the country. And from a football standpoint, it's just added $33 million to brand new facilities that you'll get a chance to see tonight. What are those characteristics I'm looking from you? Well, number one, are you willing to reach your full potential? Are you built in a way that you're comfortable being at an elite academic institution that walk across the street and being competitive in nature to win football games? Do you want an Ivy indexed education? Do you want the wow factor when you're at home or you're on vacation or you're visiting anywhere in the country and you realize when you say you play at Oberlin College, you're going to get people to go, oh, your platform of influence is different. Your opportunity for growth is different, but certainly the platform that you have to set yourself apart, not just for 4 years, but for 40 years is special here at Oberlin College. And I think your degree carries some serious weight. At 18, I didn't know if I realized that, but as you move forward and grow up a little bit, you do realize that sometimes who you know, not what you know. And it's an opportunity to have a degree that carries some serious weight in your back pocket. At the end of the day, the D that matters is in degree. It's not the number behind the D. I want guys that can compete. We compete in everything we do, no matter if we're on the field or we compete in the classroom, we compete in our team meetings. I mean, every day it's competition here at the OC because that doesn't change through your life. And finally, I want guys that absolutely, unequivocally love the game of football. 5.8% of high school players start their college career nationally. No, doesn't matter what situation or what division, from Notre Dame to Ohio State to Oberlin College, that's a pretty limited number. 1.8% finish their 4 or 5 year career and walk out on senior day to say, I did it. I finished the job, won some games, and hopefully you got a ring on your finger after that experience. I'm looking for the 1.8%, the guys that love the game of football and really realize what this game can give back to you after your experience. And then finally, I want guys that really trust the process and trust the people and can have a little bit of fun. 30 minutes west of downtown Cleveland in a college town that gives you 3,000 undergrads, things to do, people to see, and you can have fun with the right people. No matter if you're in business or you're building a football program, you need the right people to get things cranked up and help you reach your full potential. It's not just this haircut. We've got the best recruiting coordinator in the country. We got the best defensive staff in the country, and you get a chance to meet some impressive people in academics as well. So tonight, this night is for you. We're cranking this thing up. We're pressing the gas to make sure this recruiting class is the best that stepped foot on campus ever here at Oberlin College, and we're ready to win some football games with you as we get into the year 2021. So grab some popcorn, sit back, relax, and enjoy, and certainly ask questions as we're here for you over the next hour to enjoy this place that we're proud to call home. First up, defensive coach, the best director of football operations in the country, Alex Hanna.
Hey guys, thank you all so much for joining us, and thank you so much, Coach O, for that awesome introduction. We are so excited to have you here tonight. As Coach O mentioned, my name is Coach Alex Hanna. I'm our Director of Football Operations, as well as our cornerbacks coach, and I also hold a role here in residence life on campus. So I am fully immersed in everything that Oberlin has to offer, and I absolutely love this place. I knew it the second that I stepped onto this collegiate campus. You're really truly set in a college town. Like Coach O mentioned, you have just under 3,000 students on 500 acres of gorgeous land right here, just 35 minutes west of Cleveland. You know, that's 35 minutes away from 3 professional sports teams in the #2 theater district in the country. So there's always a chance to get out of here, go see some fun things, or just hang out here on campus. All of these state-of-the-art facilities, as well as our high academic buildings, you're going to be able to see in this video coming up next, narrated by Coach James Maiden. Enjoy.
Welcome to Oberlin College Football. We're beyond excited to have you on this virtual tour with us. We welcome you to learn what it truly means to be an elite collegiate program. The Conservatory of Music is home to many of our young, outstanding musicians and our world-class faculty. With a stunning shot of Finney Chapel, let's take a look at Wilder Bowl. Wilder Bowl is composed of Finney Chapel, King Hall, Dascom Hall, Mudd Library there to the left, which has numerous accessible resources for our students, Wilder Hall, is straight ahead, it's our student council building, and to the right, Peters Hall, which is home to our observatory and planetarium. Our library has a writing center, CIT help desk, private study rooms, and even a deli where study break eats and continued study. The Adam Joseph Lewis Center for Environmental Studies has a national reputation for its green building technologies, for sustainable energy and operating systems. Now let's take a trip to the North Quad. The North Quad is home to our sciences and many of our student dorm housing on campus. Next, we have Stevenson Hall, which is our main dining hall on campus. Our dining options are tailored to meet our students' needs, whether they like grab and go or have dietary restrictions. Pictured here is one of the newer dorms, Kahn Hall. This residence hall is fully sustainable, and the students that reside here have pledged to reducing the negative impacts on the environment. The Allen Memorial Art Museum has been recognized as one of the 5 best college and university art museums in the U.S. One of the coolest things about it, it is absolutely free for our students to attend. Oberlin is a place of intense energy and creativity, built on a foundation of academic, musical, and artistic excellence. This allows our students to embrace the perfect experiences to prepare them to take over the world. The Shanks Health and Wellness Center is an oasis for mental and physical health on campus and in the community. This includes 16,000 square feet of new space, including a new pool and recreation lane, wellness room, fitness studio, TRX room, and much more. Oberlin has a retention rate of 91%, which surpasses the national average of 68%. With nearly perfect postgraduate success, Oberlin still has more PhDs than any other liberal arts college since 1920. Oberlin is known for its rich history and diversity. We are the first college to admit women and minority students and grant them bachelor's degrees. 85% of our students are from out of state, 9% are from abroad, and 6% are here in Ohio. This building is called Dascom Hall. Dascom Hall is a residential dorm on the southern half of campus. Through these doors is another flexible dining option for our students on campus. Dascom is home to nearly 170 students, 7 RAs or residential assistants, and 1 live-in professional staff member. This resident hall offers single and double room occupancy. Each floor has a lounge area, TV, and laundry facilities. Our campus also continues to host many famous music artists such as Kendrick Lamar, Chance the Rapper, and Lizzo. On the southern side of Tappan Square, we have downtown Oberlin. After acing those quizzes and tests, our students are able to relax. They're able to stay locally and visit our foodie restaurants, bowl in town, or even visit our majestic Apollo Theater. Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at YoFootball and on Twitter at Yo_football. Welcome to Elite.
Well, hopefully that video gave you a pretty good impression of this place. You know, it is a college town. It's got some good food and it's got a great vibe. You got some things to do, people to see in a gorgeous campus. We hope at some point you guys get a chance to visit live and in color. Next up is a very special guest for me, for us as a program, and somebody that has her name entrenched in Oberlin College athletic history and certainly some of the statistical annuals we have here. She's now a professional and helping us raise the standard in the admission office. To give you an impression on some of the advantages from a school standpoint, your degree standpoint, is an admission counselor that means a lot to us and certainly has an illustrious background as a student athlete. So I welcome in Anna Richardson. Anna, I appreciate the time and take it away with some top-rated recruits. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me here today. It's always a pleasure to be here. My name is Anna Richardson. I am an admissions counselor, and I'm also the diversity and inclusion designee within athletics. So obviously, this group is very near and dear to my heart. I also did go to Oberlin, so I graduated in 2018, and I was on the track and field team here. I was able to be a 2-time All-American while also being a double major here at Oberlin in psychology and neuroscience. So definitely a lot of cool stuff that's happening here. Glad you're here today. I'm going to talk a little bit more about like the admissions side of things real quick. So I'm kind of the boring stuff, but I'll get you the nuts and bolts of what you need to do if you want to apply to Oberlin. So first, I'm just going to talk about the application, the different deadlines, and then finally just wrapping up with how financial aid and merit work at Oberlin. So if you are interested in applying to Oberlin, and hopefully after this, all of you will be somewhat interested, we do accept the Common App as well as the Coalition app. It is very, very straightforward to apply to us. There is no application fee. There is no additional essay, and you can also self-report your scores or just decide not to. So we're also test optional. So the things that you have to do are pretty simple. It's that basic common application. So for folks who are seniors right now, maybe you've heard about this. For juniors, maybe this is something that's a little bit new for you. But these are the different components we'll need. We do need to have 2 academic recommendations. So academic recommendations are classes like math, science, history, those core 5 classes. And the reason we need those is to see how you are in the classroom and different things like that. Sometimes we'll get a coach. Obviously, we love to hear from your coaches. But we do require that you have 2 academic recommendations. Outside of that, we do need a guidance counselor rec, which they usually will send in when you submit your Common App, as well as your regular essay, that extracurricular list. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. So not too many hoops to jump through or anything like that. We are a school that uses early decision. So we have 2 different early decision deadlines. So early decision at Oberlin and at all schools is a binding decision. Basically what it's saying is that this is my #1 choice. If I'm accepted here, then I will withdraw my applications for everywhere else and I will enroll, which obviously we love to see. That is great, and hopefully we will get some of you some of you there to that point where you can say that Oberlin is your #1 choice. But of course, that's not always right for everyone. Our first deadline is November 15th, so that just passed this last weekend. And we have a second deadline, which is January 2nd, followed by regular decision, which is January 15th. So regular decision versus early decision. Why would somebody do early versus regular? So at Oberlin, we do have a much higher acceptance rate when you are looking at regular decision. We are a highly selective school, so a joy of that means we can kind of pick people because of who they are, not necessarily just for their academics. So that means we don't have to admit every 4.0 or every 36 or anything like that. We can actually hand select folks because we get a lot more applications from people, really qualified people, than we can actually admit. So that's wonderful for us, but what it means for athletics and in the process is in early decision, you have more power. The coaches actually have the ability to say, this is somebody I want and I want to support them. They're committed to you. So obviously, the acceptance rate is around 50-ish% in early decision. When you're looking overall, we accept around 32 to 38. However, that's with 50% in early. And then when you're looking in the regular pool, it drops down to around 20% that we're accepting from regular decision. So it does get a little bit harder. It's not to say that athletes do not get in regular decision by any means, but that is why you might hear coaches talking a little bit more about that. And then for financial aid, we are a school that meets 100% of needs. So what that means is it's based off of your family's income. So when you go and do the federal application for aid, at the end, when you put in all that tax information, it gives you this estimated family contribution or your EFC. So based off of that and the CSS profile through College Board, they give you this number. That's your estimated contribution to college. At Oberlin, meeting need means that if this is our full tuition and your estimated contribution is here, we're filling in the gap between our tuition and your contribution with scholarships, with grants, with work study, with as little bit of loans as we can. So when you're looking at an average Oberlin package, we are not putting our students in any higher debt than any regular college at all. And when you are looking at Oberlin students leaving, they are actually a little bit less in debt than your average college student. So that sticker price that you see, very few of our folks are actually paying that. And it's around 85% of all of our students who do receive some kind of financial aid as part of their package. And for merit, it's 100% based off of your academics, and you are considered just with your application. So it's a pretty simple process. As long as you turn in those things to apply for financial aid, you will be offered merit and different things like that too. So that's the admission side of this. With that, I'm going to hand it back to Coach O, I believe.
Yeah, Anna, great job. I appreciate it. Just a couple quick questions for you. You know, you read so much about Oberlin's national ranking and a numerous number of academic areas, possible majors, Princeton Review, USA Today rankings. Can you just kind of qualify for these top-rated guys? You know, what is out there for them to jump into, and what national rankings are most known here at Oberlin College?
Right, yeah, so I always love this question. Obviously at Oberlin, we have a lot of really strong programs. That's what's great about liberal arts. However, I will say like biology is a very, very popular major and is in one of like the top 10 of liberal arts here. So it's very, very strong, but that's throughout the sciences. So there's a ton of research that's going on there. When you're looking at folks going to med school, it's around an 80% acceptance rate. So that's also really strong. And when you are looking at other majors like computer science, we send folks to go work at Google all the time, as well as economics is really strong. Politics is really strong. We have a lot of folks going on to law school. So law school acceptance rate is even higher than our med school acceptance rate, which is almost like really wild. However, there's other things like cinema studies. We had one of the first neuroscience departments here at Oberlin. And if you are an art-loving person, obviously we have the Allen Art Museum, which brings a lot of different opportunities to engage and do different things. So there's a lot of majors that are really, really strong. But throughout your Oberlin education, you are really able to not only get what you need in the classroom, but outside of the classroom with internships, with different things that really set you up to be successful after after Oberlin. So mostly for most folks, if you're interested in something where you want to go on to school or you want to have an expertise, Oberlin has all the tools, all the resources, the professors to get you there, even outside of what we call traditionally like very, very successful majors. Like we have success in a lot of ways. When you heard the top producers of PhDs, a lot of that has to do with the kind of education you get at Oberlin, and that isn't just specific to one major, but that's just a few of the highlights that we have.
Good stuff. Yeah, an impressive area of academic success, and we'll talk a little bit more about our alums coming up. I'm going to put you on the spot as we finish up. All-American on the track and field side, obviously had success in the classroom, now staying here as a professional. You hail not down the road, but from the great state of Oregon. Can you just talk about your recruiting process and the why behind putting a pretty impressive person and student athlete here for 4 years?
Well, thank you. Yes. Yeah. So of course I can tell my why Oberlin. So I definitely did not have like a linear path to Oberlin. I was very, very honored and lucky to end up here. And basically it turned out exactly how it should have. But when I was in high school, I'm first gen. I come from a low income family. I had always qualified for state and disc, and I always knew that I was going to go to college and I was going to do track. And that was definitely part of my search. And it was kind of a lot of my search, honestly. However, my senior year, or junior year, I had won states and I was being recruited by like Georgia Tech and like some other bigger schools where I definitely could have been on the team, and I might have maybe one conference if I got like really, really good once or twice here or there. And the thing that was attracting me was this idea of a big school, this idea of like what a college should be. However, I was lucky enough to have a coach from Oberlin who was pestering me saying, oh, you got to get out to this place. This place is really wonderful. You really love it here. And I got lucky enough to actually visit. And when I visited, everything like fell into place and everything made sense. It was really like from the moment I stepped on campus, my host, they had a lot to say about things that weren't just about track. The folks that were on my team who were national caliber athletes, they were also going on, like now they're off at Harvard Medical School, doing things like that. Even the first class that I sat in at Oberlin had 15 people in it. And the professor started the class by asking me what my opinion was about, like, what are the traditional roles of marriage and where do you think they came from? And that's like how they started the discussion. And so it was really obvious the kind of care and the kind of intention that goes into your education at Oberlin. But not only that, obviously the track team is wonderful. We have a wonderful indoor track. We have wonderful trainers, and I had everything that I needed to be successful. But honestly, I decided to go because I was like, yes, this is great. This is a very historic place. I felt very ashamed that I did not know Oberlin, being the first school to admit not only women, but Black folks as well. So I was honored to be there. But the thing that I actually got from Oberlin is like the ability to be a critical thinker. Any job that I've done now, anything that I've done, I've been really, really good at it. And a lot of it comes from being able to think, being able to work with folks and do a lot of different things. And that comes from Oberlin. I was able to do 3 years of research, which I never really thought about doing. I was able to become a double major. I could have even had a minor. And these are all possibilities that Oberlin just like threw at me. I didn't have to go and search them out, but it really was like the best situation and the best deal that I ever could have done. So any of you who like might be like, you might be at the level that you could go D1 and like maybe D2 kind of thing. Think about being a D3 athlete. If you're a good athlete, you're only going to get better and you can do crazy contributions to your school. Like I was able to become a 2-time All-American here. And it's not because D3 is bad. It's because that is the level that I was at, and I was able to be one of the best athletes here. So I know that some of you here could also come and be some of the best athletes at Oberlin and really add on to our culture here. But ultimately, that's why I picked Oberlin, for the culture, for the ability to grow, not only academically, personally, but also athletically. So sorry, long-winded answer, but there you go.
What a good one. Anna, you're a rock star. We appreciate the time. Gentlemen, she will stick on for a little bit. If you have specific questions, you can throw into the chat about a specific major or area program, or even her story as a student athlete is pretty special. Next up, I think if you're going to be at a place like this and commit to really one of the more prestigious academic institutions, you got to understand the reason why. And I think it is the people, it's the support, And it's really the program that allows you to take this thing into the real world in 4 years and become successful. Both what you learn with us on the football field, what you learn from professors and all the people that make this place special. So the next guest from our Academic Support Center is Anna Brandt. Anna will talk about not only a 91% retention rate on campus, which is unbelievable, but how, in fact, you can get reaching your full potential in a number of different areas. Anna, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Coach O, for having me. Great to have you all here. So my name is Anna Brandt, and I've worked at Oberlin for 6 years, and it's been a pleasure to work at Oberlin. The people here are amazing, both the faculty, staff, and the students, and I love working with our students, and I love working with our student athletes. So hopefully may be able to work with you all in the future. So I work at an office called the Center for Student Success, and basically it's an office that's a one-stop shop for academic support. So the staff in our office can work one-on-one with students on academic success strategies like time management, especially as an athlete. Sometimes it's a lot to balance academics and athletics, so we help students with that. Study strategies, reading strategies, so really anything related to academics, we can help support students and help them game plan strategies that work best for them. We also offer workshops in different areas. So for example, I presented to the football team the other day. So we collaborate with staff and faculty to do workshops on different topics. We also offer courses in the LEAD program. So these are courses that you can take for credit that are on academic success strategies, wellness strategies, career development, leadership development. So kind of a wide range of holistic success. And again, classes that you can take for credit. We also offer free tutoring in basically any subject. And so you get paired with another Oberlin student. You also, if you would like to be a tutor, you can get paid for that. It's one of the best jobs on campus, in my opinion. So you can either be a tutor or sign up for a tutor in pretty much any subject. And again, it's free. We also have tutors who can help students with time management. So if you feel like you need an extra boost in the organizational area, but you feel more comfortable talking to a student about that, you could do that as well. And then finally, we offer accommodations for students with disabilities to help set them up for success in that area as well. So as I mentioned, it's kind of a one-stop shop for any sort of academic support that you might need. And we kind of have a wide range of offerings that could be helpful for students. So that's us in a nutshell.
Anna, you knocked it out of the park. And the last question I got for you is just, can you qualify for those that maybe have not been on campus yet or dug into the research, the behind the scenes and how special OC is for them in their career, the network, the connections, where can that take them? Why are 76% of our undergrads knocking out internships? Why is there a 91% retention rate? What does this degree move or, have them, what does the degree mean for them moving forward as they get into their professional career?
Yeah, great question. So I would say, especially being on a team, there's kind of that family element. And I know, especially with the football players that I've worked with in the past, when they connect with other football alums, the alumni are always more than happy to share their expertise with the current students. I know that some students have gotten internships through alumni and even job opportunities through alumni. So I think especially being a student athlete, you have that built-in network from alums from that program, and not just the football program, but other programs as well. We also have a program called Wiser, which is a system where you can sign up and then connect with Oberlin alumni from across the world, and you can kind of search what their majors were and what their careers are now, and you can reach out to them and set up a conversation with them, whether it's over the phone, over email, over Zoom. So I would say Oberlin alumni are always happy to talk to current students and kind of chat with them about what their career path was, and then again, could potentially lead to internships and job opportunities after that as well.
Anna, you're the best. I appreciate you joining us and spending some time, and hopefully many of you will get a chance to work with her. I know she's been outstanding with our current student athletes. Well, let's get this thing cranked up. I think for you to understand what a special spot Oberlin is, you gotta look at the history here. I'm standing in the John Heisman room, as I talked about. We got some neat alums. Ed Helms, who I think is friggin' hilarious and knocked it out in his professional career, is one that continues to give back. I actually talked with George Smith, who was with ESPN for 10 plus years as an affiliate, is a proud Oberlin College grad. Todd Houston has been instrumental for us as an invested alum and somebody that's given back to a program that he certainly believes will reach its full potential and play in the national playoffs here soon. And even the GM, president of the Orlando Magic, who, I'll be honest with you, Jeff had a busy night last night, and Weltman has been back a number of times. At the end of the day, it's sometimes who you know, not what you know, as you get your foot in the door into certain areas of study or ambitions, dreams that you have. I do want guys that dream big. I want guys that are in this locker room that have a high regard for the goals. I want guys that want to climb the mountain with me and certainly go off to conquer the world, be great in their professional careers, and win some football games along the way. Well, to introduce our staff is a fun piece of the puzzle. And the first up, our defensive coordinator, Ryan Yergel.
Coach O, thank you for the introduction. As Coach mentioned, I'm Ryan Yergel, defensive coordinator, linebacker coach here at the OC. Give you a brief background on myself. Been coaching now for 10 years and a number of stops along the way from West Coast in California, East Coast, out in PA, down to Miami, Florida, and anywhere in between has brought me here to Northeast Ohio. I can't tell you how excited I am to get things rolling here at Oberlin College. Guys, I'm coming to you right now from our varsity locker room. All right, and we get it cranked up in here, get after it with our staff, all right, and our head strength and conditioning coach, Ryan Richmond. Before I introduce him, I'll give you a brief background, kind of where I recruit, starting with Columbus, the central Ohio area, moving east then to Pennsylvania, the states of Delaware, Virginia, Maryland, and the great D.C. area. And great football. I know you guys are ready to crank things up. Some of your seasons not yet started. Can't wait to get out some of those games here at the turn of the 2021 year. Now I'll introduce it to Coach Ryan Richmond. Coach, they're all yours.
Thanks, Coach, for the intro. As Coach Yergel mentioned, I am the head strength and conditioning coach at Oberlin College. I actually work for a company called T3 Performance. We are a strength and conditioning company that's been partnered with Oberlin College for the last 3.5 years now. So we work with all the sports teams on campus. So if you're a multi-sport athlete, you'll see myself and my staff throughout the year working in the weight room. We have a facility nearby in Avon. We work with youth and collegiate as well as professional athletes in our facility. And oftentimes we see guys that are local or stay in the area for internships throughout the summer, train at our facility in the summers. So a huge opportunity there. This year, obviously, Coach O has mentioned it's been a little bit different. We've been attacking the weight room despite COVID. So we've been able to work on the field with speed development as well as in the weight room that has been newly remodeled. So we've been taking advantage of that new space, keeping it clean, but still getting after it, moving some weight around. And again, taking care of the off season right now early, and we're going to have an extended off season this spring. So it's a good opportunity for our guys to get bigger, faster, stronger. That is our goal when you come here. We want you to be healthy all 4 years and get bigger, faster, stronger. So when you come in year one, by year 4, you're going to look like a completely different athlete, be better in the weight room, be better mentally, be better physically. Our program focuses on movement quality first and foremost, and then we develop that strength, the speed development, and overall elite performance that's going to carry you out onto the field. Again, our goal by the end of your career here, you're going to be tearing up the football field, having fun, winning some games. I'm excited to see you guys on campus. Once you guys come in, and we're looking forward to getting after it with you. Thanks.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Coach James Maiden. Work with the defensive backs here, specializing with the safeties. Coming to you live from our remodeled and new addition to our unbelievable facilities here in our basketball arena. I'm excited to be back for my second year. Like I said, I'll be coaching. I'm defensive backs. I was with the wide receivers last year. Originally hailing from Northeast Dallas. Played my collegiate career at Rice University. Had a lot of fun there, and got to join the Oberlin community last year. Got to really get after it. Our job wasn't done. We really want to take over the NCAC here in the next few years with the guys on this call. A little bit about our history and our tradition, really in the outstanding leadership here at Oberlin College. In 1892, very influential man by the name of John Heisman started his coaching career here, and had a notable record of 7-0, beating teams like Ohio State and Michigan. We fast forward We have unbelievable leadership with our athletic director, Natalie Winkelfoots, who has been unbelievable in helping us raise and invest over $35 million in athletic facilities, really giving us an oasis of mental, physical, and emotional health on campus. I recruited Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia areas. And we're gonna have some fun today competing with Coach O. About to knock this shot down and go undefeated.
Yeah, gentlemen, hey, if you're going to compete here, you better compete in everything you do. So Coach Made's not going to beat me one-on-one. I know that. We're going to go one-on-one on a shot before passing on to Coach Delgado. Building bricks, building high, short. Buddy! That's how you know we're not good. I give you some practice I'll have to do. Son of a bitch. Let's have some fun. Buddy. Ah! All right. You got lucky in that one, but I won't hear it for the rest of the day. Up next, our offensive line coach, David Delgado. Coach?
How's everyone doing tonight? Coach Dave Delgado, offensive line coach here at Oberlin College. I just want to thank you all right now for coming to a virtual visit to the #1 academic institution in the state of Ohio. Don't let others tell you different. We're #1. But what about myself? I'm going on my second season here at Oberlin College, and there's no place I'd rather be. This place is special. And right now, we are ready to be a household name. It's the players in this Zoom call right now that will make this happen. And so, about myself, I recruit California, Northern California, Oregon, Washington, Oklahoma, the area right there on the West Coast. But shout out to my guys from Northern California, the Cincinnati, Dayton area, Austin, Nevada. But right now, we have a video right now showing our facilities that are going to drop your jaw. So enjoy the video.
Welcome to Shakes Health and Wellness Center, a hub for energy and education. Enjoy your tour. Hey, this is where we come to reduce our stress, to do some yoga, to meditate, to just breathe, to dance, to move. And one of the best ways to reduce stress is literally to just shake them.
Welcome to the wet classroom. This is where we go over swimming technique with our kids and then be able to transition it straight out to the pool.
This is where we get better.
This is where you learn to lead and work as a team.
This is where scholar athletes find balance between academics and athletics.
Strengthen our bodies and minds.
This is where our community connects.
This is where our guys get ready to roll, physically and mentally.
To the softball field where we learn resiliency and determination.
I hope you've enjoyed your virtual athletics tour, and we cannot wait to see you in person very, very soon, rocking your crimson and gold. Go yo, squirrels up.
What's up, guys? I'm Coach Swingle. I coach the running backs here at Oberlin College, recruiting areas like Eastern Ohio, Erie, PA,
Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, Kansas, Missouri, and a few others throughout the Midwest as well. I'm joining you from the Heisman Indoor Fieldhouse, one of our many facilities that we have to take advantage of to help us raise the standard and allow our student athletes to get out, compete every single day. I would rather be joining you from the Williams Indoor Facility. That is our indoor turf space that we have as well, but unfortunately, it's being used as a COVID testing center. But thankfully, it's allowed us to compete during the fall, have a healthy and safe semester, and not just get our kids back on campus, but allow them to stay and have a great experience so far. Kind of want to talk to you guys about the reason why I took the job here at Oberlin and how I found it to be elite, and a lot of the same qualities that the other coaches have talked about. But just seeing those academics, the high standard, there was no doubt that you can attract elite young men like yourselves. Seeing that commitment from the administration, and then finally, just having the relationship that I had with Coach O, with him coaching me, being our offensive coordinator when I was playing, seeing what he talked about and his vision with the standard and what it takes, doing whatever it takes to reach a championship level culture. There was no doubt in my mind that we have a guy at the top that does it every single day, comes into work ready to compete and doing whatever it takes to raise the standard. And after getting to know the rest of the staff over the last 8 months, there's no doubt in my mind that we got the right crew to get it cranked up and get it rolling here. So looking forward to having you guys on campus soon. With that, I'll pass it over to our co-defensive coordinator and defensive line coach, Chris Clift.
Thanks, Coach Swingle, and thank you guys for taking the time to join us tonight. Take the chance to see what Oberlin College football is all about. As Coach Swingle said, I'm Coach Chris Clift. I'm the co-defensive coordinator here at Oberlin College, and I also coach the defensive line. I'm coming to you guys live from Knowlton Athletic Complex. This is one of our large meeting spaces right here in the facility. As you can see behind me, it goes back to the bar where our community lounge is on game day. And then if you can see to my left here, right there, guys, we're right here in the meeting room. 2 steps out the door and we're right on the field, right on the turf. But a little bit about me, my recruiting areas when I get out on the road, I do most of New England. I'm in New York. I'll be in Arizona and Colorado. I know there's a few of you guys on this call. Thanks for joining us tonight. But just a little bit more, for me, coming back to Oberlin was an awesome opportunity. I grew up here in Northern Ohio, actually about 30 minutes from Oberlin. I played my college ball up here in Northern Ohio. I even started coaching at a high school up here in Northern Ohio. So I believe there's a lot of good football here. And we want to continue that trend and make sure we build another dominant program up here in Northeast Ohio. So a little bit on my coaching path. I went down to Kentucky, for my first college job, bounced around a little bit, went out to Iowa for a couple years, but I was really excited to take this opportunity to come back, back home, back to Oberlin, because it's a place that is really committed to its student athletes. I'm excited to build a dominant program in a great conference. The NCAC is no slouch. It's a tough conference. It's going to be fun to compete in. Hopefully we can get some of you guys that want to come help us raise that standard and really push that level of competition through the roof. And then the last thing that excited me about taking the position is you guys have seen it on this call, about the retention rate and what we're doing for our students, all the support that is here. But it was awesome for me to be able to come back to a place that is truly committed to developing elite young men, whether it's on the athletic fields, in the classroom, in the labs. Some of the internships are just phenomenal, where our guys have talked to me about, Coach, I interned here, I'm getting ready to graduate, I'm going back to here. Some of the places that they've gotten those opportunities is just amazing. So hopefully you guys are enjoying your tour tonight. Get you on campus soon for a live viewing of it all. And really see how Oberlin's going to set you up for an elite 40-year experience. With that, I'm going to go ahead and kick it back over to Coach O.
All right. So my name is Coach Dixon. I'll take this next part because it's my favorite of the whole visit. I am the recruiting coordinator and wide receiver coach here, and we'll get into my recruiting territories here in just a little bit. But if Mason, Hunter, and Sean and Zarek could pop on their cameras, there they are. Look at those smiling faces. Man, good stuff. All right. We're going to have a player panel for you. I think it's important that you guys are able to get a little bit inside our locker room as we go through this. And get to know what it's like here at the OC with some of our players. And so we're going to go through just some intros. So let's start with Mason Lavasser.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mason Lavasser. I'm a second-year linebacker from Panama City, Florida, and I'm a biology and neuroscience double major.
Hunter the Man Wilson.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Hunter Wilson. I'm a freshman this year. I play offensive tackle here at the OC, and I'm planning on majoring in biology. I'm from Cape Coral, Florida, by the way. So,
The pride of Cape Coral. All right, Zarek and the nice new haircut.
Hi, guys. Name is Zarek Bracci. I'm a left tackle from the great state of Michigan. I'm a junior, and I'm going to be an economics major with a history minor.
Last but not least, the man Sean Healy.
Hey, what's up? My name is Sean Healy. I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina, and I play defensive tackle here at the Oberlin College, and I plan to major in the 3-2 engineering program.
That's right, Sean Healy, the Oberlin College. Gentlemen, I appreciate you joining us. I think we set a incredible foundation for the future, and this next step is our 2021 recruiting class. So, Mace, we'll start with you and just go down the list, but talk about the recruiting process for you, taking visits, qualifying some top-rated schools. Each of you have certain attributes I've got a chance to learn that will make you successful here, but what made this home at the end of the day, coming from different parts of the country?
Yeah, so for me, it started about, it started about November of my senior year. I was going through all kinds of visits. I had about 10 schools that I was looking at. Oberlin was my 10th visit, and, those 9 other schools, I know I wanted to play college football. That was something that I wanted to do. It was a dream I always had, but, going through the recruiting process, I didn't really feel like I fit in anywhere perfectly. I felt like I was just a cog in the machine in some places, and that, they wanted me to have me as a roster spot, and, I might play, I might not. But when I got to Oberlin, it was a lot different. I knew I needed to go somewhere where academics were number one. I needed to go somewhere when I graduated that I could have one of the most prestigious degrees in the country, and Oberlin, checked all those boxes just to start with. And then just beyond that, when I took my visit, it was about mid-December, and I just knew that Oberlin was home for me. The scenery here is beautiful. You guys have seen some pictures and some videos of campus. And just beyond that, the people here are welcoming. I'll always say it, and, I'll never shy away from it, that this is a family. 14 hours away from Florida. This is, a place that I want to call home for the next 40 years. And, this is another family to me. Being so far away from home, it's sometimes easy to get homesick. And, right when I got here, I was just another brother. I wasn't even committed yet the day I came, and I was just taken in, and everyone treated me like I was already a part of the team. And that was, really integral to me. And I really saw that Oberlin wanted me here. They wanted me to succeed. 2 years later, I don't regret it. I still see that family aspect, and I hope all you guys get to as well.
all right. I'm assuming I'll go next. Different from Mason, I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to play college football. So when I was looking for schools, I was looking in Florida. And I had a Bright Future scholarship that would have covered the full tuition of any Florida school I chose. So taking Oberlin was definitely a reach for me. I started talking to some recruiting coaches in December, and I planned to visit, and I came to the school, and I absolutely loved it. Like Mason said, everyone treated me like family. Everyone was open. The coaches were great. I got to hang out with some of the players. I had a great time. And then I started, thinking about, where I was going to go. And I was waiting to get some, results back on applications. And I still got accepted to all the schools I wanted to go to. But at the end of the day, I had a couple friends that were coming here. I weighed out the academic successes and the potential of the future that Oberlin had to offer financially. And, I decided to take a leap. And I absolutely loved it here so far. Everything's great. So I like Mason said, I hope to see y'all here soon too.
Yeah, so for me, during my college search, I was mostly looking for, high academic schools that I could couple with football. And I never heard of Oberlin. I live 2.5 hours away. I never heard of the school, didn't know the reputation, didn't know anything about it. I met the coach at the camp one time. He talked to me. I kind of ignored him a little bit because I just never heard of it. So I thought it was some, small little school in the middle of nowhere. And so later on in the process, after weeks and weeks of talking with him a little bit, I finally said, okay, fine, I'll go on a visit. Like, I was like, this guy really wants me. It was like, that's one of the biggest things about the recruiting process. You got to go to a place that you're wanted. Like, you don't want to, like Mason said, like feel like a cog. You want to feel like you're wanted. You want to feel like you're needed there. That's really important. So I took a visit down to Oberlin. I was like, sure. I was like, I mean, it's not going to hurt. And, it's drive. So drove down there and, fell in love with the campus, had a, academic presentation from the coaches. And that's when I learned about how great of a school it is, how it's #1 in Ohio, how it sets up its players, not just for the 4 years that they're there, but for the 40 years past that. And I was like, this is really a school that I can, see myself at for a long time. And so once I had the conversation with the coach, he told me about the opportunities to play early at Oberlin, get a good education too. I was like, that's great. Like, that checks off all the boxes. And then once I got my academic read in, I applied and I got my financial aid in, I was like, this school is where I want to go. And from my visit on December 12th, didn't know anything about the school after it. Took me one visit down there and I knew it was the right place to be. And that's basically my experience.
Yeah, my experience, it was definitely not where I expected to go at all. I never thought I'd end up in Ohio at all for college, but it's definitely the right place for me. So I had went on a lot of visits like Mason as well. And, just when I first came here on my visit, it was just, you fell in love with the school right then and there, the coaches and everything. My visit with Coach Maiden, I knew when he picked me up and he was blasting City Girls, I knew it was the right college for me because he was very open. He was blasting City Girls, just singing with me. And, I knew that if I could find a coach like that and a family and community like that it was the right place for me, feel right at home. Also, financial aid here is just next level. That was a huge question for me, was financial aid as well. And I have no worries about college debt coming from Oberlin. So, yeah, that was my experience.
I guess we got to add City Girls to the pregame list. I didn't know that before tonight. Giddy up. Next up, guys, just for the value of these guys, academically, the connections you make, this place is somewhat unique. It's different. Just talk about your academic experiences so far and some of those touch points, handshake opportunities, and kind of now knowing how special it is to set a platform for yourself to be successful over the next 40 years. Mace?
Yeah, so just start with, I'm not to say no to the City Girls, can't do it. But for me, I know a lot of you guys are coming from private schools. I know a lot of my teammates do, and a lot of kids here at Oberlin do. But I came from a public school, and I was really worried coming into Oberlin what academically, how I would stand. Coming from a public school, I was, it was a good school. I was top 10 in my class, but I was, still worried that Oberlin's the #1 academic institution in Ohio, and what could come of that, and how I could succeed. And Oberlin really made it easy for me, an easy transition. And while the school works hard, while it's a grind sometimes, Oberlin sets us up for success in every way. So another part of that recruiting process that I really found essential is the fact that you aren't just here, for money. You're here because they want you to succeed. In 40 years, they want you to still have connections here. And that was really important to me. And I've seen that from the first day. Coach O has brought in academic advisors, Anna, everybody. He's brought in a lot of people that, talk to us, talk about success. And then beyond that, being in a classroom, surrounded by kids that went to private schools, they went to charter schools, they went to schools very academically excellent. Being surrounded by those kids that are smarter than me, that can teach me stuff, is really important because in a class size of 15, you get to know everybody. And then lastly, the professors. The professors are so open here at Oberlin. Personal connections with them. I have phone numbers of all my professors from my freshman year and then a few from this year. And you just won't find that at a big state school. That was really important to me. Anytime I have a problem, I can just shoot them a text, and we usually get it solved within 30 minutes. Emails are really quick, but all of that just culminates to academic success here at Oberlin, and that's why we have a 91% retention rate, and that's why when you graduate Oberlin, your degree is so highly recognized, worldly recognized, and why it's such a good thing graduating from Oberlin.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Mason. He kind of hit it on the head right there. The biggest thing for me is, the professors and the opportunities that Oberlin has to offer academically. Like he said, the class sizes are about 10 to 15 kids per class. So you have a lot of one-on-one time with your professor. You're able to communicate a lot with your peers and the professor. And they're really open to, your learning style. You can shoot them an email, ask for extensions, whatever you need to be done to, best fit what you need, they'll take care of. There's so many different, opportunities academically that they offer, such as writing centers and tutors, because they want to see you succeed. Like Mason said, you're not another wheel in the cog. They're trying to, better you as much as you can. And this is a unique little network connection that I've had so far in my short stay here, but there's more than just alumni opportunities. Because what I realize is you're surrounded by a whole bunch of talent here at Oberlin College. Everyone's pushing each other. And you run into kids that have, families and backgrounds that are super unique. And I got to meet one of my best friends here. Her mom is a world-renowned psychologist that I used to study in high school. And I got to meet her. Her name's Kelly Klump. And I thought that was super unique because, I grew up, fascinated by her work, reading it. I wrote a paper on it. So, the fact that I'm able to sit down and I had a dinner with her was pretty outstanding, honestly.
So for me, one of the most interesting things I've had the pleasure of doing is just being able to work with professors. So like similar to like Hunter just said, like, the student body there, they have some pretty interesting people, but the professors that you get to work with are world renowned. Like, in my econ classes, I have professors that cite themselves. It's kind of like, a jerk move to do when you're writing a paper and you start citing yourself, but I'm not going to bring up that issue. And it's interesting because these people are very, they're not just knowledgeable from like a teaching standpoint, they're knowledgeable from like a firsthand perspective. So my professor of economics, he worked at the Federal Reserve in Dallas for many years, and he would tell stories of how he went over to China to deal with that. And he would tell stories about different things that he's done. And that's firsthand experience and firsthand knowledge of things that I can apply from getting a degree in economics to the real world and having a chance to help meet with him and get his networking connections and help reach out to other people that he knows, help me get a job. And it's just been a really interesting experience getting to know professors that actually, like Mason said, care about you. You have the phone numbers, you're able to talk to them. Anything you need, I've had issues come up before during midterms even, and I've had, and I tell professors, like, I told them one time, I was like, I can't do these right now. I was like, I have too much like stuff going on. They're like, okay, like we'll work with you. Like we can like move it back a couple of days if you need be. Like there's like things like that like you wouldn't expect to have happen, but like at a school where you get to know your professors through office hours, through just interactions on campus, it's pretty amazing the connections that you get with the professors, and it's really hands-on experience.
Yeah, all these guys have really hit it out the park, but a big thing is just like the personal connections too with your professors and stuff. Like I know with my professors and stuff, they are very understanding, especially during like COVID and stuff. Like they're not out here to make you suffer or anything. They're not just going to keep pounding work down your throat. They understand the stress that you're going through. I know some of my professors have been like, hey, look, I know I said this reading needs to be done today, but if you need a day or more or so, just because of everything that's going on, you can take that day. Like they're very understanding, and it's not like they want you to struggle or dislike. They want you to feel comfortable and at home, and I think that's really important. And another thing is, especially with the football team, Coach O has done an amazing thing with Real World Wednesday, and he brings special people in that you can make connections with. And I know that I've reached out to a couple of them, and these people are super busy. They work with places like the Green Bay Packers and everything like that, and they will get back to you. And that's just the type of connections you can make through Oberlin.
All right, the final question for me, gentlemen, is one that you should be passionate about. I think we got a special thing going. I think it's the right time to be a yeoman. but what can be the expectation for the class of 2021? What's the next 4 years looking like as we raise the standard? We welcome those that want it to elite, and the expectations are raised a little bit here as we crank this thing up. Mason, kick this thing off. We'll go down the line.
Yeah, so just to start with, guys, we need people that want to win. Right now we're in the midst of new recruiting classes with Coach O. We're in the midst of bigger recruiting classes with Coach O, and we need people that want to come here to win. We don't need people that are complacent, that are just okay with where we're at now. We need people that, as cliche and as the saying goes, raise the standard. We want to do that. I feel like right now as a team over the last 2.5 months, Hunter, Sean and I, Zarek not being on campus right now, but contributing through meetings and stuff. I feel like, we've made strides as a team that no other team in the conference has done, and that no other really team in the country has been able to do on the D3 level. I really feel like, as a team, where we are today is leaps and bounds different and better than where we were a year ago. And I feel like if we could strap up the pads tomorrow, there'd be a win in the column and you guys would see a different team. And I really feel that, and I'm really passionate about that because we've really put in a lot of work. Like I said, even though Zarek hasn't been on campus, the work that has been put in by our juniors, the sophomores, and even the freshmen, seniors, whoever that's not on campus has been tremendous. We're really bought in. I really feel like we want to win, and I know we will win. And we just need guys that want to be here. In the next 4 years, honestly, for the next 15 years, we expect championships, we expect wins, we expect to be dominant, and I know we can. We have the talent with Coach O and the coaching staff we have. We have the coaching, we have the ability, and I really feel like we can go strides. We just need people that want to buy into that, that want to be here, that want to win. So.
Yeah, to sum it all up, like the saying goes, raise the standard in pretty much every aspect of what you do. I expect, for the next 4 years and the recruiting classes, that when you get here, everyone's going to push each other mentally, academically, socially. You're going to meet all kinds of new people, push yourself, to limits of uncomfortability, in the weight room and, looking over, pushing each other, seeing each other, competing and out competing each other is going to be a big thing. Like Mason said, the coaching staff here is great. And I never got to experience what it was like last year, but I can feel the change with the rest of the team just being there, with the guys on the field. I feel like I never got to experience it firsthand, but the seniors and the sophomores seem, the juniors aren't on campus, like Mason said, but, I can see the expressions and, the intent and the hard work change right now. And, when you get here, like I said, everything's just going to be about pushing yourself beyond the limits and waking up every day and setting goals for yourself and raising them pretty much.
Yeah, so, ever since Coach O stepped foot at Oberlin College, there's been a different swagger, a different moxie around this team that I really enjoy. Honestly, it's been really fun feeling good about what the future holds for this team. He's done everything, to make this team, the guys that are on campus, the sophomore, junior, seniors now, the freshmen, everybody, he's making them better. He's making them reach their full potential. He's making them raise their standard. He's making us compete in everything that we do on the class, in the weight room, on the field. He's doing stuff that we didn't do before. Like, there's reasons like Oberlin College wasn't as good as it has been, is because we didn't have a coach and a coaching staff that was pushing us as hard as we should have been. Coach O is different. Coach O is going to push it. He's going to make you get better. There's going to be blood, sweat, and tears put into winning games because that's what it takes. And for this class of 2021, 2022, and beyond, he expects big things out of it. Does he want to win with the guys that are here? Sure. But if he can bring guys in that can win too, he'll bring them in. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if I'm going to be a senior next year. If there's people under me that are better, he's going to play them because he's going to play the best guys out there because he wants to win games. And that's what a mentality of coach that you need, is a guy that wants to win games. He's all about winning. Like I've said before in these meetings, he wants to be the next John Heisman at Oberlin. If he can have a national award named after him, he's going to go for it. And he is the kind of coach to do that. when we got to the chance, which I thought was really cool, to actually listen in to the or the coaching application calls, basically when they were we narrowed it down to our final 4 candidates. When Coach O was on the call, I kind of, like I said to my dad, I was like, he's kind of like a rah-rah guy, but like I really like it. I was like, that's the kind of swagger that we need. Like, it's somebody that you can rally around, feel good about, and he's going to make you better. And I'm proud that Oberlin College hired him, because I know he's the guy that can make this team, back like they were in the 1900s, like winning, like John Heisman. Like, that's the guy we need. And he's going to build it. He's going to make a bigger recruiting class than he's ever had before. He's going to have the best recruiting class he's going to have, because that's what it's going to take, and he's going to be the coach to do it. And every time that he does something here at Oberlin, he's raising his standard, he's reaching his full potential, he's pushing everybody below him to reach their full potentials, and it's going to be something beautiful.
I mean, these guys have really said it well, but another big thing I just want to say is Coach O's not looking short term. He's not trying to go next season and just win 8 games. He's building a culture, and I think that's a really important part. He's trying to build it for the longevity of the program. He wants us to not only win for like the next 4 years, he wants to win us for the next 40 years, and not only on the field but off the field. And I think that's a really important part. He's started the sparks, and he's ready to light it up.
We got an impressive group that you got a chance to meet tonight. Looking to add more difference makers as we get this thing rolling. Gentlemen, I appreciate it. Can't wait to see you again. Travel safe here. We'll talk to you soon. Coach Dixon, these guys are all yours.
All right. As Coach said, my name is Coach Ben Dixon, wide receiver coach, recruiting coordinator. Very excited to have you on the call. You've heard a lot of talk about elite. Okay. When I took this job in February after Coach O was hired, when I was on campus, I noticed the tangible feeling of elite. Okay. And we want to take that into our recruiting class. So whether you are 2021, 2022, we are looking to take the elite. From East Coast to West Coast, we're going to take the elite student athletes in this country to come help push this program forward and raise the standard. Okay. So how do you do that? Right now, we are gathering transcripts with this 2021 class. We're going to put in academic reads. Our campus is open. If you like what you saw tonight, get in contact with your recruiting coach that invited you to this visit, or myself, and you will get a follow-up email from me, and ask, how can I get on campus to come experience the elite? Okay. We're very excited about this entire class. I'm excited about my recruiting areas of Toledo, Chicago, all of Illinois, the Northern Midwest, and of course, Atlanta, Georgia. So we're excited about this class and the next. We're starting to build a great 2022 database. I'm excited to see who matriculates out of this class to join us and call themselves a yeoman. Right back to you, Coach Joe.
It's an impressive class that's starting to shape up. We knocked that out of the park. I thought in the early decision round 1. Early decision round 2, as Coach said, will be January 2nd as a deadline. And we will build our best class. And certainly I've got the ability to support your application through that early decision timetable. In regular decision, it really becomes kind of a game of roulette. If you get in, if you don't. But we hope many of you, this being probably our most impressive talent on a call over the past couple months, can be here to be a difference maker. And let us be a guiding light through the recruiting process with you, your family, in terms of what the FAFSA means here is we do support 100% of financial need. We do certainly support those that want to be here to call Northeast Ohio and the OC home. And certainly we are impassioned about building the best recruiting class that's ever stepped foot here on campus. To talk some X's and O's real quick, on offense, we're a spread system, 27 practices. Our guys this fall understood all gas, no brakes. We are fast, we are furious, and we're looking to score points. Over the course of my career, there's been over 40 points per game moments and averaging 85, 90 plays per game. We like to go fast, but we're going to find our way into the end zone with difference makers on both sides of the ball. And guys up front that have got great feet and are willing to move the line of scrimmage and start owning it by the fourth quarter. On defense, Coach Yergel, Coach Clift have done a great job building really organized chaos, You know, if we can blitz guys from the second row of the stands, I want to do that. If we can have guys that play man coverage and blitz 6 guys or friggin' 10 guys, I want to get after some offenses and make it a long day for quarterbacks in the NCAC and the national playoffs. So we've got a planned purpose, and really today, I hope you felt our mission statement. It is kind of a purpose and something that we believe in as we raise the standard to get this thing rolling. Despite a pandemic, we are open. So we've got some official visit days here in December coming up, and certainly the early part of January. For those of you that want to reference those visit dates, it's www.oberlincollegefootball.com. And some of you still could submit your transcripts as we get a pre-redone in this Ivy Index world to qualify our ability to support your application. Send transcripts, your test scores, if in fact you're submitting those in your application, your school report, and senior classes to Coach Dixon or your area recruiting coach. We're jacked up about the potential, the talent, and certainly the people we've got a chance to meet from afar. We hope to put you live and in color. Zoom room with you. We've got some virtual official visit dates in December and January. Keep thinking some high success. Certainly keep dreaming about the OC. There's good things to come. We appreciate the time. Let us be a guiding light through the recruiting process. Stay safe. Have a little bit of fun in your senior year. Take care of yourself, and we'll talk to you soon. Go Yo!